All right, guys, let's do it. So let's get into my first ever newbie version of a bug out bag. The bag itself, it's a cheapo, something that I found on eBay for just south of 40 bucks. Probably made in Taiwan, Japan, China, one of those places. It's a decent quality though for 40 bucks. I've carried this bag a little bit around, just training with it, building up the weight, and I mean it's not bad. But after a 20-mile hike or bugging out for 2 to 3 weeks or 72 hours, maybe the stitching will come undone and all my stuff will end up on the side of the road. Quite possibly. But the bag itself, not bad. The reason why I chose this particular full size bag is because in my mind, bugging out may last for only a few days, but it may last longer. And in my mental version of a bug out, there's threats everywhere. There's folks jumping out of airplanes with parachutes, and we're at war and the whole nine. I'm not the kind of gunfighter that's going to leave all my guns at home. Yeah, I'll have a pistol, but this bag has the capability of holding a large carbine type or shotgun type weapon down the spine of the bag. I'll leave a photo of the bag extended here so you can see what that looks like, but that's why I chose this bag. And a lot of the name brand bag makers that are out there, manufacturers that are out there, this bag would have been into the hundreds of bucks with that capability, and I'm just not willing to spend that yet. Maybe on my second or third bag if I get to that point, but as of now, no. So in the bag itself, the capabilities are pretty straightforward. There's additional pouches on each side that run the length of the bag with additional molly loops. There's space here for water containers on either side. There's a slim pouch here, the main container in the front. There's a quick, I'm sorry, I lost the word. Quick capacity pouch on the top, and swing it around here. There's this waist belt that helps, just alleviate some of the weight from the shoulders. So, what's in my bag? Let's start with the belt since it's already turned around. If I choose to go AR-15 platform, I felt the need, because this will be located around my waist, to add a mag pouch and an additional mag. There's also space here for an additional pistol magazine that I'll add later on. I do have those laying around, but I'll add that later on. And the reason why it's not here now, additional weight. Tourniquet and a quick, easy access pouch that I've added. This does not come with the bag, but I've had these laying around, and I've just basically stripped them off of old SWAT gear that I'm never going to use again. And so we're together as we go through this bag. We'll discover together a bunch of redundancies that I'm sure I've forgotten about over time, but let's just find them all together. So in this pouch, I have a very small, inexpensive pocket knife that's decently sharp, lighter, compass. Those are going to be on the outside for quick access. Don't want to have to dump the bag on the side of the road or in the woods and search for certain items. Those are right there, easy access. In the main compartment of the same pouch, flashlight and bug spray. There's a lot of guys that have made comments about not using this. Pardon me for being oblivious, but leave it in the comments below if you know why a lot of the outdoorsmen speak against using repellents. I use them, and I've used them especially when I've been on patrol, having to search for subjects in the woods. I attract mosquitoes like none other. I don't know what it is about me, but I attract mosquitoes, so that's there for quick access. Mini flashlight, that's pretty bright. Also, let's put this back in here. Glow sticks or chem lights. Fire starting kit, ferro rod. And also, last but not least, and I forget the YouTube content creator's name, I apologize, but he had a great idea for having a rangefinder or a scope of some type for basically recon. If there's a place off in the distance that you'd like to go in that direction, rather than, hiking that distance and finding out after you're there that it's no good or there's threats or so forth and so on, having some type of lightweight scope on you to basically recon that area before you hike that distance. Smart idea. So I just happen to have this rangefinder, this little golf scope in an old golf bag of mine that I never used, and I've tried it out. It works perfect, and so there that is. I'll just leave that for now. And here at the top, I've also attached another old piece of SWAT gear to the shoulder. Not sure this is going to stay here. I might change my mind and add an additional 9mm magazine, Glock mag. But for now, a more heavy-duty flashlight. On the sides, I found this med pack on Amazon for just south of $40 as well. Came with pretty much everything that you need, including a couple of extras that I guess I just wasn't expecting. Fish hooks, safety pins, and I've added some things to the pack during my trips to the dollar store and so on, like, just ibuprofen, antiseptics, diuretics, medication, so forth and so on to this pack. I won't tear it open and look into it. You can find this stuff online. It's pretty easy. I'm not sure if I wasted my money going cheap here, but I've also come across a 3-pack on Amazon that contained this machete. Well, it wasn't a 3-pack. It was a combo pack of types that had this machete with a sawback, which I thought would be pretty handy. This flashlight, this fixed blade knife, and a mini axe that I've actually discarded from this kit and have actually added to a second lightweight bug out bag for my truck. But it almost seemed pretty useless because there's absolutely no weight in that axe whatsoever. But the machete, the knife, the flashlight, decent. A bunch of carabiners came with it, so that worked out pretty well. On the top here, came across this really inexpensive pouch at Academy. I think it was on sale for like $4. I just went ahead and snatched it up just to add some other items. So multi-tool in here. One of my trips to the dollar store, come across a bundle of this poly rope, and it was $1. So I snatched that up. Just in case, I brought a small set of Ear Pro. I didn't want to take up the space with, packing a full set of ears. So, and I may not even use them, but just in case, I just brought a small set of Ear Pro and backup batteries. So that's that. No, this is not a Leatherman. This is not. This is a cheapo $15 multi-tool that I found on Amazon, and we'll see how well it does and if it lasts. Also, dollar store duct tape, paracord from that kit that I purchased off of Amazon. It's about, I think, 50 feet of paracord. Comes in handy. That won't stay there because it's unraveling, and I don't know how to stop it from unraveling, so whatever. This was an amazing find, actually, and it was a suggestion from the same YouTube content creator, but he left a link under his video for a Mora knife that he thought was awesome for the price. And this wasn't more than $15, but this Mora knife is the sharpest thing I've ever encountered. And so yes, this will be a constant companion on everything that I do that's outdoors. Also, another Amazon find, this charging station, solar charging station that will more than likely be mounted to the outside of the pack for it to, charge while I'm hiking. But this is for all of the items that I'll be taking with me, including cell phone, so forth and so on. This was, once again, not more than 30 or 40 bucks with the additional panels. And it doesn't weigh a whole bunch, but it does take up a little bit of space. And it also includes this very dull, opaque flashlight. Not sure what I'd ever do with it, but so that's in there as well. A Fiskars handsaw. I did not drop the money, once again, for a silky saw or something of a higher caliber. This is what I've come across at a local Home Depot, and it was about 18 bucks. So that's in the pack. If I have to put a little bit more muscle into my sawing, I think I'd survive. So, and oh, I didn't take it out. Huh. In the mini axe that I spoke of earlier, which I'm not 100% sure. Aside from knocking some small limbs off of a branch, I'm not sure what that would be good for, but I'll be taking that off and actually adding that to a smaller pack that I have on the side. On the bottom, yes, I do want to at some point acquire a wool camp style blanket, but for now, I have about 4 or 5 of these Chicago Bears poly blankets just laying around. Guess what? Stick it in an old plastic bag, stick it under the bottom of the pouch. For now, I figured that would work. Bottle of water there. Found a can in the pantry downstairs. This bad boy just happened to be single lined, and wow, what a find. Didn't have to spend money on this, and this can be hung over fire. It could be, you can boil and purify water, and didn't have to spend a cent. Already owned it. I did spend a couple bucks at Walmart on this little mini pot / cup, tin, whatever. Put this on the fire, boil water, make soup, so forth and so on. This was like $5. So I'll use those as a combo set. And that's that. On the top, sunglasses. This little kit here, and once again, what you'll start to notice as I get into the bag itself, everything is in some form of a Ziploc bag. I'm very good about keeping things. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. When I order objects from eBay, Amazon, a lot of times those things come in amazing packaging, and they'll come with a nice thick zip type bag. I keep those, and they'll do great inside of a bag like this. But this one in particular is a regular Ziploc bag, and what we have in here is Harbor Freight, $5, Hardy brand work gloves, Gator, headlamp, poncho, and a few redundancies, charger, lighter, matches. So that's that. Also from Walmart, cutlery kit. I don't even think this was $1. Might have been like 89 cents. Knife, fork, spoon. OC spray or mace or whatever you want to call it. Had an extra one laying around. Might as well pack it. Never know if you need it. And hand warmers. Emergency thermal blanket. And an emergency poncho. In the main compartment of the bag, if I can locate the zipper, it's packed pretty tight. And this is the part that concerns me the most. For weight. I look halfway fit in this video, but in my heart, my inner child is a fat boy. He likes to eat. So I can't stop packing food for some reason. So we'll get to that. But once again, here's one of those plastic bags that I was talking about. I'm not sure what order this came from, but whatever. It doesn't matter. What I put in here is, towel, extra moisture wicking t-shirt that I already owned, a pair of dollar store socks, $1, and a old wool lined cap to insulate the old noggin. This is my fire kit, and I'll definitely have to rethink this because it weighs a little bit. But most of this stuff came from the dollar store. Once again, lighter. This fancy heat wick. I like the idea of this. Once again, it was $1 at the dollar store, and I just figured for quick access, if it's raining, if I need to boil water, cook a meal, and I can't start a fire somewhere based on all the tinder and all the local wood being soaked in water, I figured that for $1 could come in handy. I bought a package of matches and broke them down in different areas, but I do have more matches here. And one thing that I'll probably take out of here was this candle that I found at the dollar store as well. In my mind, I felt like this would be a smart thing to bring along. I could light it. It's long, and it could burn all night, or I could get multiple uses from this. But it adds a little bit of weight, and it takes up a bunch of space. So, stand by on that one. We'll see. And that's it for the fire kit there. Also from Walmart, I found this nice moisture wicking camp towel. I figure at some point you want to wash your face or wipe something down, or either just strain something. So $5. This is another item that I found on Amazon. This is going to be I don't know the brands and stuff. If you're used to these YouTube guys being able to rattle off every brand of everything in every dimension, I'm not that guy. But a very inexpensive hammock, and it came with a bit of a canopy, tent style canopy that covers the area. So that'll be what I'll be sleeping in. This little Ziploc bag, once again, I went downstairs and just raided the pantry and found some stuff that we don't even use, don't even care about, and some old Maxwell House coffee pouches, some different teas that I figured I might enjoy more out there than I would here. So I just threw them in a Ziploc bag. So now we're into the food, which also adds weight. A packet of Top Ramen, dollar store finds, sausages, chicken. So yeah, these Mountain House Adventure meals, I came across them on Amazon as well as at my local Adventure Outdoor. So these are pretty lightweight, they're easy to pack, and I'm thinking at some point I'll go more towards this and pack multiple rather than some of the other items that I have here. But this was $9 for a pouch, and this is just a breakfast skillet. So that's that. And last but not least, a heater meal. If you've ever heard of these, I was gifted a full box of these at the very beginning of the pandemic, and I guess they're much like MREs, but they have the capability of being self-heating. There's a little bit of some type of pad mechanism that you slide the meal itself inside of. But they also come with a protein energy bar, fruit snacks, and orange powder mix to add to water. There's salt and pepper, there's cutlery. There's basically everything you need for a full-fledged meal in one box. Now, the downside, takes up a bunch of space, and it's kind of heavy compared to something like this. But since I have a full box of these, which was about maybe 24 of these, and they expire in the next couple of years, I think 2023. So I figured take these first, eat these first. These last for like 30 years, so I could always get around to those, but these I could burn up faster. Another thing that I packed in my bag, because in my mind it made sense, something as simple as wire hanger. I haven't seen anybody else pack this, but it takes up absolutely no space. It weighs nothing, and it probably has a ton of uses. When you add a multi-tool to a wire hanger and give it a couple of bends and unravel this, you can hang canteens, bottles over fire, unravel it to its full length, stab a couple of Vienna sausages, roast them over fire. You won't burn up your stick. You can hang items from trees, including this bag. It's a wire hanger, and you have a bunch of them already in your closet. Add 1, 2, 3, 5 in the spine area of your pack, and I mean all the uses in the world. So yeah, wire hanger. On the side pouches, I'll go through these very quickly. Moist towelettes, zip ties, compact bivy. These are disinfectant wipes. Once again, I found at the dollar store. But the reason why I got both, this is for the body. Excuse me. This is for the body. These are for the hands. So I figured, let's keep the parasites, the bacteria, keep the health halfway decent while we're out there. Scrub the hands down before we eat, after we stick our hands in the river, in the lake, doing all the things that we're doing. $1. Dental kit, just a miniature toothbrush, a bunch of floss, and a small tube of toothpaste. And that's it for that side. The other side, the other pouch on this side, I have this handy dandy travel radio, AM, FM. It's solar powered, or it can be charged by solar, but I don't think it works very well, or it'll probably take forever for it to charge up. Flashlight here. It takes batteries as well, and it can charge by winding it in this fashion. So found that on Amazon for, once again, $30 to $40. Amazon. It adds up. Extra AAA batteries, and that's for the radio itself. And another dollar store find. In the crafts area, there was this jute cord for $1, and the length, I'm not 100% sure, but there's a ton of it in here. And it's 3-ply. If I have to hang something up or just tie down some tarp, $1. Part, guys, that's it. I mean, that's my pouch. You're gonna kill me in the comments, I know it, but this is my first time. The reason why I decided to lay everything out and not pack it back while showing it to you is because even while doing this, I'm seeing things that I do like, I don't like, and how things can be packed in a different order and packed better. So I'll do that. But this is what I'm starting off with. I think it's pretty complete. Food, water, shelter, fire. I think I got everything covered. Light. An ability to charge my technology. I have a few redundancies, more than one light source between fire and multiple flashlights, including a headlamp. And I think this headlamp is actually, yeah, this one's rechargeable. So that's that. So what I'll be doing next is something that's kind of scary to me because I'm not an outdoorsman, but I want to be. I'll be taking my pack and testing it in the wild. I'll be taking this pack to the North Georgia mountains area. I'll park my truck. I will hike a considerable distance, find an area, and I will camp out with just this pack for 24 to 48 hours. I've been in search of someone to go with me, but I can't. I'm struggling finding somebody that's willing, so I may have to approach this all alone, all by myself. So I will try my best to document that and bring it to you in a future video. But as of now, this is what I have. I think that the camping trip will be the best way for me to understand more about my pack specifically, what I should pack more of, less of, what I need to add, and what I don't need that's currently packed. that's that. I know it was a long video. Guys, I'm trying to get better at this as I go, but thank you so much for being patient. Thanks for tuning in. If you learned anything new, or if you have any feedback, or just want to discuss you building out your first bag, leave a comment. I'll reply. I think we'll make a pretty decent community of folks. And once again, thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, dropping a like,